What's up, YouTube? What's up to the Rare Breed family, y'all? I'm Demi the Don for those of you who don't know, and I'm back with another video. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get straight into it because a lot of you, when you have certain feelings about certain things, it gets swept under the rug. But today we're going to move that rug and we're going to talk about why is it so hard for chosen ones to be in a relationship. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so first off, you don't just get into a relationship with anyone. Let's start off by saying that. So even if you are new to the channel, this could really be a sign, your first sign to let you know that you are chosen. Maybe you have had other signs and you probably just ignore, what people said to you or how they treated you, because we tend to do that, especially when we don't know any better. We all have been there. We are all in different stages of this journey that we're on. So basically, when it comes to chosen ones being in a relationship, it's not easy. And I feel like the reason is because, we are still having this human experience and we know that everything is spiritual, right? But at the same time, we all know that the devil dresses in disguise, a wolf in sheep's clothing, and it tends to go like that when the time comes for us to be in a relationship. So basically, we think we choose right, but we're not sure, right? You get with someone thinking that this person is going to treat you the way you treat this person, and that's never the case. It's sad because you already deal with betrayal from fake family, fake friends. Now here comes the relationship where you feel like, you're comfortable, you're happy, you can really build something with someone, finally. Just for these same people to be just like the same people who have done you wrong. Just to be just like the frenemies, y'all. You get in a relationship and you deal with something that's probably 10 times worse because that person is the closest to you. And so, it kind of hurts because you always make wise decisions. You don't just wake up one day and say, you know what, I'm about to go and find someone and I'm going to love on them. I'm going to love bomb them. Like, no, you like to be a little discreet about what you're going through. Sometimes you're a little private. You just want to be sure because you don't want your time wasted. So it's not that you're real picky, but you just want to always make sure you're making the right decision, because if you plan to be in a relationship with someone, you want this thing to last. You don't want to meet someone and you're only happy for a day or two. No, if anything, you want it to be a 1 or 2 decades or something, or forever. So, you kind of put your all into that relationship. And y'all, that's the biggest mistake you can make. And here is why. Because when you are chosen, you have to understand that the person you meet may not be chosen. Or they may be. Or it's not even about being chosen. It's about being reasonable. It's about having understanding. You know what I'm saying? It's about that level of respect. And you just tend to not get it in the relationship. And the reason why is because some of these people are just as evil as the people you had to cut off. The fake family, the fake friends. Now you got to go and deal with this shit in your relationship. Like, y'all, it's a lot. And the reason why it's so hard for you is because just like how your light shines on other people, it shines in your relationship too. And you don't see that because you're just so busy being in love. You know, you're so busy out here just living, thinking that he or she loves you the same way you love them, and it's never the case. They end up being the worst of the worst. I'm telling you, y'all, like, these people are like the devil himself, because they are the closest to you. They are the one that's around you in the house, around the kids, around the dog, around the cat. You know, like, these are the people who you really open up to and really let them into a secret place. You know, it's someone that you plan to build and spend the rest of your life with. Just for them to turn around and stab you in the back just like everyone else, and it's just not a good feeling. It's not a good look. But let me tell you why your relationships can't last. Number one, like I said a minute ago, it's your light. See, you get in that relationship and the other person feels like they start to lose value. And the reason why, see, it's that aura, you know, it's that thing about you. Not only do they see it, they have to live it. You know what I'm saying? And the sad part is that you look at a relationship as being 50-50. You know, even if you're a woman, you don't look at the fact that, oh, that man has to do everything. You just want to be valued, and vice versa. You see, like, you don't look at that person like they are beneath you. But because you are who you are, it tends to come off that way. And the other person just cannot understand. You know, they just cannot see, what is it about this person that I'm with that's making me mad, that's making me jealous. They tend to become very jealous of you, and then here comes the controlling. And then here comes all of the schemes, the lies, and, you know, the cheating comes into play. So things just tend to just fall apart. Because to be honest, and I'm not saying this to be rude, and I'm not saying give up hope, you know what I'm saying? It's just my personal opinion. I really feel like a lot of chosen ones are meant to be single. I know it's been times for me, for an example, like years ago, I remember I would meet someone, but before I would meet that person, I always get a download, like, you can't be with them, you're here to help them. I swear it's almost like every relationship you get in, you end up becoming like a counselor or a therapist. Because a lot of these people you meet that God sent your way, he sent them your way so that you can help them, not be in a relationship. So once you understand how to set those boundaries and understand that everyone you meet is not for you to be in a relationship with, life becomes easier. I honestly feel like when the right person comes along, they will kind of step to you in a way that you step to that other person. Not saying that every relationship that you're in, or if you're in a relationship right now, you went to that person. No, that's not what I'm saying, because, you know, people meet in different ways. But with you being chosen, when that right person does come along, it's going to hit different. You know, it's not going to be how it was with everyone else. It's going to almost be like a soulmate type of thing, because you put in so much work out here helping people from your past. You know, I had to learn that, and me personally, I had to learn how to separate my emotions. For example, you can love someone, but you don't have to be in love with them. You see, like, I had to learn how to separate that. And I feel like that's something that maybe if you're in a relationship or a situationship, you know, you may want to take a step back and try to figure out, you know, what is it that's not working. Because it could just be the fact that God just need you to help guide that person in a certain direction. So, you know, that's the whole point of what I'm talking about right now. The whole point of this video. Basically, you have to understand that everyone you get in a relationship with, God really just wants you to help that person. Like, it's not meant for you to be with that person. And then you have the ones that God sent your way, because see, the devil really sent this person. And God knows what the devil is doing, because the easiest way to really get to someone is to be around them all the time. The devil will send someone in your life as well. But see, God look at it as a good thing, because some of these people God been wanting to get to for a long time, but they were already with someone who act just like them. And I say this all the time, you know. So the moment they get with you and start doing you wrong, they start getting their karma. And I'm telling you, like, I've witnessed certain things firsthand, y'all. Like, it's been times that I had people to say, I don't know what it is about you. I've never been through so much until I met you. And I'm just sitting there like, okay. I know I didn't do anything. And I'm sure it was the same way for you. Maybe, I'm not saying someone said those exact words to you, but at the same time, they started catching karma once they met you and trying to figure out why things are just falling apart in their life. Because see, the enemy always comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And they would do the same thing within a relationship. Even then, it's easier because they have more access to you than anyone else does. So you have to be real careful about who you get in a relationship with. You know, you really have to set boundaries even in your relationship, because you're chosen. You're not the average person. And when they get with you, they can see that. You don't know that they see it. But over time, once you go through certain things, you will start to recognize the signs. You will start to notice, certain actions with people. And y'all, it's crazy because these people get with you and then they want kids with you, knowing that they don't want to be with you. And they only do things like this to tear you down, because they feel like if they give you a child, it will slow you down. It's going to stop some of your plans. But what people realize is that you can't stop what God has for someone. But you best believe they are going to try. So, chosen ones, when it comes to being in a relationship, please be careful. Please set boundaries. Everyone doesn't have to come and live with you. You don't have to go out late in the beginning when you first meet people. You can simply meet them during the day out in a public place. You don't have to bring them around the family right then and there. You definitely shouldn't bring them around the kids, especially if you have children who are nonverbal or just too small to, do anything on their own. It's like you have to learn to protect yourself, especially in a relationship. Because, see, you already got rid of all those other people, and now you get to that place that you just want to be happy. You want someone to share things with, because that's normal. That's part of life. But at the same time, you have to understand that you are a rare breed out here in this world. Everyone isn't worthy of being in a relationship with you. Some people need to strictly be in the friend zone or in their own zone. So at the end of the day, y'all, just protect yourself. Just be careful about, who you meet, when you bring them around, or, who you choose to bring them around. Be careful about if you smoke or drink around certain people. Because if you think they won't set you up, you better think again. The devil has already tried to use everyone else. He's definitely going to try once you get in a relationship too. Like, the devil evil don't sleep, y'all. Evil does not sleep. But guess what? God ain't sleeping. Long as the devil woke, God woke. So your Father is still watching, but at the same time, you have to stay woke. You have to be aware of people. You have to understand that you are above average and you're just not put here to be with anyone. When you're ready, really ready for that relationship, you just talk to God about it and say, God, look, I'm ready and I really need someone that's on my level. You know who I am. You created me. You know what I carry. I'm telling you, God will send you the right person when the time is right, y'all. Just be patient. If you're looking right now, you haven't found yet. Just hold on a little longer. Like, trust me, the right person will come along, and it will be worth the wait. I'm Dimity Dawn. If you have not already, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, thumbs up the video, and I will see y'all in another video. Bye, y'all.